Hey, look! A beginner's keyboard for 20 quid and a rock painting selection for a £5. Mind, I'm never gonna learn piano or paint rocks for that matter. Still, bargains though. That's how they lure you in though, isn't it? With something shiny and interesting. And then before you know it, you've bought your 4th cheese board and a pair of moccasins for your mum. Or if you're me, yet another rom-com DVD. I'd say you had me at hello, but it's more like you had me at £3.99. The last time I bought a DVD in here, Notting Hill, that's when I first saw her again. I'm there, minding my own business, looking at a pair of fleece-lined women's long johns, when I heard her. "Ah, Rubina Chowdhury," she says. "I might have guessed I'd see you in here, in the misfits aisle." Cow. Mandy Fletcher, staring at me from over in Continental Cheeses, because cheddar's not good enough for her. Now it's good enough for Mandy Fletcher. I've known her since school, by which I mean I avoided her in the corridor. She were one of them lasses that were popular, but only because people were a bit scared not to be a mate. Do you know what I mean? And she had to have the best of everything. The rest of us had knock-off My Little Ponies. The box on mine said My Little Tony, which is a rubbish name for a horse when you think about it. Mandy had an actual pony. She lorded it over us. Not long after she got the pony, Mandy joined Brownies. And then, of course, every girl wanted to join. She asked me, dead loud, in front of everyone, "How come you're not joining?" The thing is, my mum said it was just something we didn't do. And it weren't back then, not really. Partly my mum didn't want me to join because she didn't want me to spend more time with the likes of Mandy. She had a point. Mandy thought it was hilarious when she said, "Oh, it's funny you not joining Brownies, 'cause you know." She's still got that same laugh now, except this time it's in Lidl. But you've got to be polite, haven't you? "Hiya, Mandy. You all right? Surprised to see you in here." "Oh, I like to spread my wealth," she says. "You can find some really interesting foreign food in the discount retailers, but I make it a cardinal rule never to shop in the middle of Lidl." And me? Well, now it's like my feet are glued here. I mean, to be honest, I don't need the long johns, but you never know when you might need something, right? And as for Notting Hill, well, I've seen it 100 times. And I know you can stream any film, but there's something nice about owning a DVD, having a whole set of your favourites in your living room. Like they're a bunch of good mates that you can turn to, always keep you company. I'm just a girl standing in front of a shelf full of DVDs, asking it to love her. Don't get me wrong, I'm not daft. I know that real life isn't like Hollywood or Bollywood, except for you-know-who. Mandy had what some people might call a dream wedding. The Beckhams sell their pictures to Hello magazine. A month later, Mandy sells hers to take a break. Her wedding were more glitzy than an Asian wedding. The only thing not so glam were the fella she were marrying. But apparently he had 3 car dealerships and a 4-bed detached. I remember thinking, I hope she's happy. 'Cause she's a cow, right? But you know how it is with people like that. You know that underneath it, they're... Well, who am I to say, eh? So I'm trying to get away from her. But of course, Mandy has to ask, doesn't she? "Still single, Rubina?" She calls me Rubina and thinks it's dead funny, which it's not. My family actually call me Tizer, or Ties for short. Funny how nicknames come about, you know, Rubina, Fanta, Tizer, Ties. But I don't let anyone but my family and my best mate call me that. So I say to her, yes, still single, Mandy, but that's fine by me. She pulls that face. Ah, shame, Rubina. I would have thought the arranged marriage system was perfect for someone like you. And rather than lob when Harry met Sally at her, I said, arranged marriages are perfect for all sorts of people, Mandy. And anyway, there's more to life than getting married. She looks down at the DVD in my hand and says, yeah, of course there is, love, with that pitying look again. I can feel my hand getting all sweaty. So I ask her how life is, and of course, she's full of how well the car dealerships are doing and how busy she is, what with being a TikTok sensation and a full-time influencer. So I take my DVD and the Long Johns and I go home. I left the Long Johns in the boot because I felt stupid. What did I buy them for? It was July. I forgot all about Mandy till months later in winter when I were in the middle of Lidl again, looking at a novelty dog harness. I don't know why, I ain't got a dog. And I look up and she's there. And I'm like, I am not having this conversation again. Hiya, Mandy. She jumps out of her skin like she's been caught out, mumbles something about being late to muck out a pony, and leaves. Same old Mandy. Anyway, I finish my shopping, and by the time I get out of there, it's quite late. And I'm going towards my car, and that's when I heard it. A woman crying. Can't see her at first, till I walk round, and she's there. Slumped down on the ground by the driver's door of this old banger. Mandy, you all right? She looks mortified, tells me to go away and leave her alone. Charming, I thought. So I go back towards my own car. But you can't leave someone like that, can you? So I turn back round and sit on the ground next to her, open a packet of mini jam roly-polies from my shopping and offer her one. She takes the old lot. Stress eating, they call it. Turns out the husband, the 4-bed detached, and the car dealerships, all gone. Mandy had been traded in for a younger model. Been going on for months, but she'd been that busy with her online life, she hadn't noticed. And he really had left her high and dry. Poor cow. She said the car wouldn't start and the breakdown people said they were going to be at least 2 hours. So I asked her if she wanted to come back to mine and keep warm while she waited. But she said no, she couldn't possibly. And I thought, wow, even Mandy Fletcher's got a conscience. But then, in her next breath, she said, I don't need out from the likes of you. So I left her to it. But not before I'd given her the never-worn fleece-lined long johns from the boot. Because what is it they say at Brownies? Always be prepared. Although, the next time I was in here, I wasn't prepared. I were browsing, looking at a wireless nutcracker, a Harry Potter extension lead, and a Bluetooth panini press, when I heard this voice. You will always need an extension lead, he says. And I look up and say, yeah, but my heart's set on the mini fondue and the polka dot slanket. To which he said, I clearly had excellent taste. I guess you do never know what you'll find in the middle of Lidl. Might not be Flash Harry or Haroon, but someone who you don't mind calling your Tizer and who likes you just the way you are. Because that's love, actually.